Hi everyone, my name is Grace and I'm an Angelic Reiki Master and Intuitive Counselor. Today I wanted to give you guys an idea of what actually happens after receiving an Angelic Reiki session. So here are 8 possible results you may experience, and they are in no particular order. Number 1 is trust. You will start to trust yourself more and more and to have faith in your ability to change and create your reality versus feeling like a victim of your circumstances. In other words, your intuition to know what is right for you starts to grow and expand so that you trust your inner guidance versus depending on outside forces to dictate what decisions you should make and how you should live. Number 2 is waking up. You will begin to wake up to who you really are, which is an empowered, enlightened human being. Okay, this is very subtle at first, and it can start with realizing that there are certain thoughts you have been engaging in that do not make you happy or that have been depleting your energy. For example, you may realize that you have been allowing negative thoughts about yourself, your life, or others to deplete your energy. You may also realize that these negative thoughts do not really protect you from harm, but instead they divide you so that there's an inner battle where you're constantly fighting with yourself. Alright, and this realization will help you to disengage from the negativity and from the fight that is going on within you and outside of you. You will then start to integrate with the truth of who you really are, which is that you are clear-minded about what you want, that you are smart, that you have the power to change, and that you are connected on a larger scale with the universe and the cosmos of life. Number 3 is connection and expansion. You will begin to expand your awareness and experience of your connection to nature, to the universe, and to other human beings. That is real human beings, not the fake ones, the avatars or aliens pretending to be human. In other words, you will actually start to see what is human and what is not, and you will never be confused about what's what. This connection is very important in order to feel grounded and unshakable and even unbreakable. You will realize that what you hold dear in terms of what you value in life becomes unshakable, and that you don't need to prove it to anyone. You just need to stand behind your values and to live it. And the more you do this, the stronger the connection to yourself, to life, to others, and to the universe at large. And not only that, but your awareness of who you really are will start to grow and expand. You will start to see that this life of yours is only a mini facet of who you really are, that you're much more expansive than your current reality. Okay? Number 4 is appreciation. You will appreciate life, yourself, others, humanity, and nature more and more. Your mind starts to quiet down and your heart starts to open up to the love that is there within you. Number 5 is decisions. You will find yourself making incremental changes in your life. It may be very subtle at first, but it's impactful nevertheless. For example, you may realize that there are certain activities you have been participating that has been stressing you out, making you feel unhappy or depleting your energy, and that it's time for a change. And it can look like this. You may realize that you have been visiting a relative who has been toxic or keeps gaslighting you, and you decide to stop feeling guilty for deciding not to be around this person anymore. Fear and anxiety may rear its ugly head in the beginning, but the difference here is that you don't care about the fear anymore. You start to care more about your own happiness, health, and well-being. Number 6 is about taking your power back. This is an interesting experience where a door in your mind will start to open up and you begin to really see and experience what has held you back in life and why. For example, you start to have a visceral experience of how fear, worry, or anxiety may have any negative thoughts or feelings have locked you down to a life where you're living the same old thing over and over again, week after week, month after month, and year after year. And then you start to make decisions in your life to take your power back and not allow these negative experiences to influence how you live your life. and you start to evict these negative experiences from ever having power over you on a mental, emotional, and physical level. So this then creates a space in your mind and in your life where you start to reclaim your clarity, your peace, your serenity, your spirit, your life. Okay, so number 7 is about being present. You will be able to be more and more present in your life. You start to see things differently than you ever did before, because you aren't as distracted by what's going on in your brain or out here in your life. In other words, you want to wake up to a different reality. You start to see things differently than you ever did before, and you begin to see the patterns that have kept you disconnected from yourself, from others in the universe. And the more present you are in your mind and in your heart, the more you can respond to life and others in a way that expands your energy exponentially. You become unstoppable and impactful. Alright, number 8 is about miracles. You will experience miracles in your life in the beginning. You may experience it as synchronicity, where you think of someone and they call you, or you feel a desire to go on a vacation but you didn't have any money to go anywhere, and a good friend of yours calls you up and decides to give you some cash to do whatever you want with it, and it was enough to go on a vacation. So eventually what will happen is that you realize your thoughts create your reality, and that when you have command over these thoughts that run through your brain, you start to create the life of your dreams, which in some cases is really a miracle. You then become the miracle worker in your own life. You know, when I was going to church back in my early teens, I always had this thought, you know, we are not sinners. We are really made in the image of God. And if you are sinners, won't that make God a sinner too? I asked the minister this, and she thought I was being blasphemous and literally told me to get out of her church. Okay, and I was really shocked, of course, because I had built a lot of friendships there and had been singing in that church choir for over a decade. And I asked her, can I at least say goodbye to these friends I made there? And she said no, and literally banned me from coming back. I was really devastated, but what was more important was the fact that I could not for the life of me allow this lie to live inside of me, the lie that we are sinners. And that's when I decided, enough of this craziness of trying to integrate two competing thoughts in my mind. I decided to believe what my heart was telling me, which is that we are made in the image of God, which is that God is everywhere, God is omnipotent, that God is omnipresent, and that God is omniscient. So what this means, that we too are powerful, intelligent beings who can exist everywhere at once. The fact that we don't experience this means we need to ask different questions, like why not, or what's causing this what's causing us to not experience our own divinity and power. You know, I do believe that we are not just here on Earth. We can be everywhere. We can be on other galaxies and universes. But because of the lockdown on this Earth, where we are being corralled into a dimension and reality that is not even ours to begin with, we have lost touch with the reality of who we are and where we are. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you've had any of these experiences after receiving an Angelic Reiki healing with me, whether it's from watching these videos or receiving a long distance or in-person healing session with me, let me know in the comments below which ones on this list you have experienced, or which experiences you have had that are not on this list. And if you are curious about learning more about my near-death experiences and how my connection with the angels who brought me back to this dimensional reality so that I could create and have my and live my life's purpose working with the angels, click on the links below to the videos. Okay, remember that you don't have to actually have a near-death experience to have a connection with the angels. You just have to listen to your heart and follow your heart's messages. This means you are going to have to distinguish what messages are from your mind and what messages are from your heart, okay? So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you're not a subscriber yet, do subscribe to my channel and click on the bell to receive notifications of my videos as they are released. So I wish you guys a wonderful week filled with angelic blessings. I will see you guys next week.